Hey everyone, welcome back. I don't know where your loyalty stands in general with bike companies, but for me, loyalty stands with products that didn't give me grief. One of those is the XTR, this is the M9000 pedals. I've been using them for like 3 years now. They've just been working perfectly. They have a better feel than the XTs or the cheaper pedals. So when it came to looking at pedals again, I obviously considered the XTRs. Today I'm going to be looking at the M9120. These are the trail pedals from Shimano. Let's check them out. And I mentioned that these are the trail version of the pedals. M9120 is the code, but you can see they're recommended for all mountain or enduro. They're SPD type of pedals, and what's special about these is the extra platform that they provide. Definitely comparing to something like this that was considered to be XC race type of pedals. The other things you're going to see here is that cleat retention is adjustable. You can clip on both sides of the pedal. They come with SH51. You use an 8mm to install, and finally they are supposed to give you good mud clearance. At the other end of the box, you're going to see that these XTRs are manufactured in Japan, and also the product code that I mentioned to you earlier. That's different than something like cheap M520 pedals that I keep putting in front of you every time I look at pedals, because these are probably the best entry-level SPDs that you can find. These are manufactured in Malaysia. In a similar fashion to what I've seen from Shimano before, you're going to get their pedals in these plastic bags that are color-coded. One is red and one is blue, corresponding to the right pedal for blue, left pedal for red. And as with older pedals, the right pedal is going to have this little sticker that's going to say use only with Shimano cleats, SH51 single release or SH56 for multi-release cleats. In the box you actually get a pair of those SH51 cleats. Another way to identify them is by looking at the color. SH51s or single release are black, and the multi-release SH56 are silver. You can see them here side by side. The difference between the single and multi-release is also explained here in that little user manual that's included. It's going to mention the name of the parts and, in a nutshell, how to install the pedals in case you didn't know. Also, the installation of the cleats, how to use them, it's all in this little manual. I'm surprised to still see this printed form as opposed to just sending you to their website, which is also mentioned here at the very top. Just like in the past, XTR pedals are beautiful, and the main difference between them and other SPDs is the axle that's a bit thinner. That allows for mud to be cleared if it makes it in here around your cleat, and you can see this bigger opening up here up front and in the back. Also the huge platform here, so if you have some flexi shoes, flexi sole shoes, this would give you a good feel for the ground you're riding on. If you were to look in the manual, you would see that these parts here are replaceable, and you can see screws here that keep them together. You also see here the torque recommended for this little nut that keeps the inside together. Also here, if you look on this, this is my left pedal. You're gonna see this two notches that will signify that this is reverse threaded as opposed to the right pedal, which is not. You can see them here, little notch on the left pedal, no notch on the right pedal. Compared to my old XTR though, the M9000, the axle here overall, it's quite a bit thinner than what you're gonna see on the new trail pedals. If on one side you're going to see just XTR painted here, on the other side you're going to get more details about the pedals. So you can see Shimano, made in Japan, part number, and also tiny here you see an L. You already know that this is my left pedal. You would adjust the cleat tension using a 2.5mm Allen key, and these pedals come preset to 7 clicks from fully open, which is quite a bit compared to other pedals that I've seen before. How large is the platform? I am measuring about 97-98mm length, and we're talking 9 centimeters from where the pedal touches your crank, with about 6.5 of that being the actual platform. Pedal is about 17mm thick, and that's about 1.5 millimeters thicker than the race pedals, the old ones, so the stack height difference is not significant in any way. weight of the pedals sits right at 197 grams, 98 grams for one. Double that, so 395 for the pair of XTRs. That's about 90 grams more than a race version of these pedals. I know these were 306 grams for the set. These are beautiful, expensive pedals from Shimano, but if history repeats itself, I expect to be able to use them for many years to come. I've never used platform pedals like this. I've always went for the race version of their SPDs. I'm very curious to see how I'm gonna like these. Do you guys have any experience with the XTR trail pedals? Do you use these platform pedals or the standard XPDs? Do you go for the expensive XTR or the cheaper XT, or even the cheapest M520 that I mentioned earlier as being a workhorse and the best value in their lineup? Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you found this useful, don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, and until next time, hope to see you folks on the trails. Cheers guys, cheers!